What's up, everyone? Welcome to Screen Smash. I'm your host, Dan Morris. Joining me tonight, I have Louis Reza, Maria Kinnun,
hello,
and Jake Frozen Brown.
Don't move too much.
See, that's why, because he was planning that visual gag the entire time.
Perfect. Love it.
Each one of those spoons took 1 minute to make.
You're killing me too, because I had planned it. I wanted to be like, all right, let's bring that nuclear spoon energy.
Oh, we have the spoon energy.
Nuclear.
We got it.
Nuclear.
Nuclear spoon
all the
energy.
freaking spoons.
Nuclear.
And I need a hero.
I need a hero.
We need a
They all
hero.
get demonetized. I mean,
I was going to say,
That singing was too good. That tune was too
because it
good.
was too good.
Too
It was so good.
perfect.
You almost
sweet,
sounded like
man.
Bonnie Tyler then. I was almost like freaked me out.
That's what I was going for.
Anyways, tonight we are going to be talking about fake games or games that might be fake, but I don't know. We don't know what these games are. They may not be games. It may be games. We don't know. I'm talking about games like Abandoned, The Day Before, and potentially the newly kind of revealed Unrecord. But we're also going to talk about trophies and achievements and why the fuck they matter. If they matter. Do they matter? We'll get into that. So, Maria, I'm going to put you on the hot spot because you've done the most digging on the
I
topic.
haven't done shit.
But we're going to start off with the lack for a better term. The thing the best way to put it was the like, are these games real? Are they real? Are they? So again, we're talking about games that are like Abandoned, which is abandoned. There was this big deal a few years ago, and now we haven't heard a thing about this game since then. Then we got like another game The Day Before, which we've been seeing a lot of random trailers, but then there's nothing to show that this game actually exists. And then now we've got Unrecord, which a lot of people can't tell whether or not it's a legit game or not. And then there's the controversy of it looks like they just used created assets within Unreal Engine 5. What do you got for us, Maria? What do you take of all this?
Okay. Well, first of all, I know we say like this game's not real. It is a real game. Like it's not like people are saying that this game is recorded footage. That's what I'm trying to. A lot of people are saying that it's just like, oh, this is not actual thing. It is a real game footage. It's made in Unreal 5, which is what I'm trying to say. It's not a thingy, so don't shoot me. But my kind of concern with this is that I don't feel like I know if it's actually it's in early development, so it's not going to be a full game yet. But the problem is with this is that it just looks a little bit too good to be true. And I guess like my reservations with this game is that it's just, I really want this game to come out. It looks fucking amazing. And if you haven't seen this trailer, like, you know, it's a cop game. You're running for a building. You're shooting people. It looks so fucking realistic. It's just amazing. But it's just, we've been burnt so many times with these games that have been made in these Unreal 5 engines and stuff that it just, I don't know. There's just something about it that I'm just like, it looks a little bit too good. And looking through some of the, going down the rabbit hole with this game, is that a lot of the stuff is like pre-made assets from the Unreal 5 engine store, which is perfectly fine. Like you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But it's just that, you know, if you've put a lot of this stuff together and just made this one environment and you're showing this video and then you're saying that this is a gameplay trailer, it's like, is it though? Like the guy said, that the dev has said that, you know, this is just placeholders for the actual game. Like he said that, you know, that some of this game he's put in place while he's working on actual other parts, physics engines and things like that. So it's like, is this actually going to be in the real game that's coming out, if it actually does come out? Because that's my concern. And I'm like, if it is, it's just a proof of concept trailer and not actually, you know, the actual game trailer. It's just, and that's what a lot of these videos seem to show. It seems to show a bunch of pre-made assets in these environments and people go, oh, well, look at this game. But it's just a lot of like, you know, a bunch of pre-made stuff that doesn't actually amount to anything. So I have red flags all around me with this game.
Well, I want to go off of that too, where you say where, you know, people are building things within Unreal Engine 5 and then calling it a video game. And it's like, okay, but like you said, is it a placeholder or is it like the proof of concept? And to go off of that, I mentioned this earlier off before the show, where somebody had shown me a concept that they made in Unreal Engine 5 using pre-made assets of like a Jurassic Park style first-person shooter game. And it literally said, this is just like an idea of what a game like this could look like, because they basically just dragged and dropped a bunch of assets into the engine. But they didn't turn around and say, look at this game I'm making. I'm going to make a shooting Jurassic Park game. It's like,
and
where's
that's
the line?
And there's a thing, like some of the red flags I'm having with this game, and I'm looking at my notes, not looking on Facebook. Is that
la.
No, shut the fuck up.
like.
Yeah, so it's just like it looks like an actual proof of concept thing, because this studio, like as soon as this game come up, I'm like, I want to know who did this game. I want to know everything that's going on about this game. And like I looked up the studio, and the studio is called Studio Drama, and it's a very like first time. This is the first time they've made a game. They have no track record of making games before. So this is a very ambitious project that they've just come out of nowhere with and gone, look at this game we're making. But there's also nothing really on the website that says what this game actually is. They're just saying like, oh, it's a narrative driven first person shooter game. And there's like comments on, their site where they're like, oh, what can you compare this game to? And they're like, oh, Firewatch and a game called Ready or Not. And like Ready or Not, I can, understand because it's like a SWAT team one. But then Firewatch, which is nothing like Ready or Not. So it's kind of like saying, what does this taste like? Oh, pickles and ice cream. Like, how is that the same? How can I it doesn't give me an actual idea of what I'm expecting. And it just seems like a lot of the stuff on the website is very vague about what this game actually is. And so there's no story written. There's no like, oh, you're playing the part of this character who does this. There just doesn't seem to be much more to this trailer than just the trailer. And that's what's kind of ringing the doorbells, the red flags. Where I'm just kind of like, I don't see much more to this than the actual trailer. And I just feel like this is going to be one of those big things. It's going to go viral. Then you're never going to hear about it again. And then they're going to go, what happened to that game? And it never came out. So I want it to come out. I think it looks amazing, but like, please don't be real. Once, please,
I mean, that's essentially what happened. Because the first footage of it was like a year or two ago, I think.
Yeah.
It was like that little like weird subway to where like they had the lighting and everything, like looking upstairs and whatever. I don't know. Like I forgot
that
about
wasn't the same game. That
wasn't the same game.
No, there was footage that released from this game, and it was like that's another Unreal Engine thing. That's another example of what you can do in the Unreal Engine. So. They released a trailer for this like a while ago, and it was some guy walking down a hallway and he's looking outside the window and like pointing this gun outside, and everyone was like, oh my God, that looks like real then.
Yeah, the first time I saw that was like, I thought it was actually recorded footage of somebody doing that with like a chest cam.
Yeah,
like
and so
GoPro, like stuck to the chest.
And so it turns out like that asset that you can get it on the Unreal Engine website. It's called the Russian Abandoned Building. Anyone can get that. Anyone can pay for it, and it's fine for the dev to be using that. But at the same time, it's like if it is just a placeholder, is it going to be in the original game? That's my thing. Is what you're showing us going to be in the game that you're saying is going to be in there, or is this just a trailer that you threw together to go look what I did, and it's gonna, when the game actually comes out, it's going to look nothing like this, because people are going to be pissed because you're selling this game.
Don't pull in Aliens, Colonial Marines.
Right, yeah. Like you're selling this game saying that this is what it's going to look like and this is what you're going to expect. And if you don't deliver that, people are going to be pissed. And I'm just hoping that like that I mean, I want it to come out and I want it to look like this. I'm just hoping that they're not going to pull a fast one, because that didn't end well for the people that made that abandoned game, because they are gone,
I don't have much to say on that. But if we can get into like the day before. So I saw, like when that was announced, and I first saw that like trailer for it, like I was like, man, this looks actually like really cool. Looks like I can get like a group of buddies, and it's like that alternative to like a Last of Us and Division. It looks kind of like a mix between both. So I was really hyped for it, and like there was no release date, and then apparently it was announced in January of 2021, and then when it did have a release date, it was for June 21st, 2022. Then it gets delayed to March 1st of this year. And then I think right before
November.
March 1st, they delayed it again to like November 10th.
Well, it feels like what happened with Abandon too, where there was like this really flimsy excuse for things all of a sudden, like, oh, we're running to this issue or that issue. And it's like, okay, was any of it ever true? Is it all lies?
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling that like I'm just hoping that with this Unrecalled that it is the case, because this game, it does look amazing, and I want it to come out for a first person dev to release something like this is a massive ambitious project. And so it's like, if you can pull this off, this is going to be amazing. But it is just like, you know, there just seems like there's not much not much meat behind rather than this trailer. It's just kind of like, and that's probably because the devs like, I don't have anything to show yet. It's an early development, but at the same time, the internet is like, give us more.
Okay. That's where I'm going to jump in. I think that's the crux of it. There's so much writing on having a great concept. There's so much writing on being the next best thing, being the, you know, like even so far as what we've talked about on the show. The last gen markup was like pretty underwhelming. From PS4 to PS5 was kind of like, okay, it's faster now and a little bit better graphics. Whee! Like, all right, you know, so then this would be definitively the next jump into what true next gen is. Cyberpunk 2077, that was like the mark of, well, this is what next gen really is. And although it is incredible, it's nowhere near where it should have been. And I think that studios and people kind of just put so much pressure on what is going to become the next greatest thing, that the way I kind of think of it is these people did something and they went, hey, everybody, look at my new little concept art that I wrote on a napkin at a bar. And everyone went, this is going to break physics. And now like, and all eyes are on these people, and so they're like, oh, look, my cat died. I can't do the game for another 4 years. And so, like, should we really be blaming that? I mean, if they're flat out saying, this is what the game is going to be, this is perfection, and then we find out, like what Maria is doing, a simple Google search, just going, oh, these are just assets that you can use, then it falls on them for lying. Yeah. If they were just or maybe somebody else along the lines, they were like, hey, look at this concept art. And then they put it to other people and went, look at what this game is actually really definitively, seriously, guys, I'm not even lying, gonna be. And now these guys are, now we just have to put out all the fires that you started, you fuck.
And that's kind of what has happened. Like, this trailer is titled the official gameplay trailer type thing, this new one that's come out. So they are saying that this is what the game is. This is gameplay of you playing the game. This is what it's going to look like. And also as well, the graphics are so fucking good, it'll probably melt your PC. You know, so it's like, is your computer going to be able to handle this? Like, that's another thing. People are just like concerned whether it's actually just pre-rendered footage or not, because it's so good that people are like, I don't know, like AAA studios are not even delivering this level. So is I agree with what you're saying, Louis. It's like, it is just, if you're just saying that this is a proof of concept and leaving it as that, but if you are saying that this is what you're going to expect from this game, people are going to expect it from this game. And I'm like, if you're going to say
that's what I'm saying too. Yeah. I haven't looked into it. I don't give a shit about anything ever. So I don't know or care. But like, you guys have seen the website. Is the website the thing that is saying like, this is what it is, hands down? Or is it everybody else's hype going, dude, look how great this game? That's usually what I see. I haven't heard from them saying, this is the game. I've seen other people go, look at what's good. Look at it. Look what, like, what was that in TED? Look what Jesus did. Look what Jesus did. Look. That's how I feel is what's happening to these guys. And I'll give you another couple of examples really, really quick. Like, the same thing happened with BioShock Infinite. that they showed proof of concept. They showed like we're gonna have all this crazy stuff, and there's gonna be these people that phase in and out of reality, and these kids whose heads scream, and like all this craziness, and you're gonna be jumping from platform to platform like Mario, but all this crazy stuff. And then we got what we got, which I didn't see any of those trailers, so I was very perfectly happy with Infinite. I was like, this is a perfect game. And then I was like, oh, a lot of people hate it. Why? And then I read all the stuff that was supposed to happen. The things that were supposed to.
This makes me. I need to jump in here because this is one of the main reasons that I don't look at games I want to play.
Thank you, Dan.
Purposely avoid the games that I'm excited about because, yes, I don't want the hype of false expectations. That's why I've adamantly said it on this show and other places how I purposely avoid taking in too much about a games because of Aliens and other games that overpromised and underdelivered, because I spent the entire game going, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Why didn't I see that thing I saw in the trailers when they first showed the game? And then it ruins the experience for me. It makes me hate the game. If I don't know anything going into it, it's this is great.
Or they could take it to the bank when you say it's terrible. Because it's like, I didn't have any expectation.
Right.
Did they deliver or did they not? So like, I kind of think we're all looking into it a little bit too much. I think it got overhyped because of how good it looks. I think this would have been a great stepping on point for the Unreal 5. Like, look what it could eventually do. But instead, these idiots, unfortunately for them, had to be the first ones to go, we're going to make a game based off of this kind of stuff. Look. And now everyone is just.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the curse of the internet. It's just like if you say one thing, it just goes absolutely batshit crazy. And everyone goes, this is what we were destined to have.
Look what Jesus did. Look what, yes.
And like, according to, their website and stuff, they said like the game is in super early access to the point where they're still looking for funding and stuff for this game. So they're still basically like, hey, we're pitching this game. Like, do you want to kind of help us back it? So it's just, obviously they want to put their best foot forward and say, this is what we want to make. Like, you can whatever, and it is just a case of like, if this is what you're saying the game is, let's hope it is that, because otherwise you're going to
there's a distinction right there that you just made though. This, talking about Unrecord, the developer of the studio, they've been on record to say that it's early development, where this is what we're looking to do and we're looking for support to make it happen. The other games didn't do that. The other ones
they were like, this is a thing.
They're just like, boom, here's the amazing thing we're making. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then if you go to their website, it says the site's down under maintenance, or like there's nothing to tell you. Yeah, maintenance.
It's a dude with a hammer just on the one computer. Like,
That's and I mean, there was like a tweet from the dev that was basically said, like, I understand everyone's super hyped for this game, but like, please have patience. We understand that people have been burned in the past. Like, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, just trust us that we're trying our best type thing. So it's like, I'm just hoping that this one is going to be the one to break the mold, because I'm getting so irritated with these Unreal 5 games that are coming out that like, oh, look at the new Dino Crisis game that is just like, no, it's not. You just threw a bunch of shit together in Unreal 5 and went, look at me playing this new game. It doesn't exist. Stop bullshitting.
This reminds me of like that moment in the romance comedy where the guy brings home this girl and is just like, hey, mom, so this is my new girlfriend. And then like the grandma gives him like the ring that was passed down from generations. He's like, when you get married, this is going. It was like, holy, all right, grandma. She goes, and then she dies that night. It's like, like, oh God, I got to marry this bitch now.
Yeah. I mean, it's gone viral, so it's just the amount of pressure that must be on these devs to deliver must be insane. And to be honest, I would have been like, nope, not me, sorry. I mean, I don't know shit about making these games and stuff, so anyone who can pull anything out of their ass that looks slightly good, I'm like, all right, cool, go for it. But at the same time, I'm just like, just be honest about it. It's just, if that's the game that you're delivering, then by all means go for it. But if it's not, if you're saying this game is delivered and then when it actually comes out, it looks like a bunch of cheesy bullshit, yeah, you're gonna get shot. Sorry.
I think I'm just curious, like, on how this game's gonna play, because like I don't know, like, to me it just looks so weird. Like I'm like, did they purposely take out like crosshairs?
Yeah, and like the hand is all like, you know, like random and stuff.
It looks so weird to me, and it's like, I know I said this before. It's like, it almost looks like a rail shooter, like something you go to freaking like Dave and Buster's. And,
and a lot of people have said that as well.
It's gonna take you through, and then it's like, all right, stop. Here's some enemies. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, next section. Let's go. Like, that's what I think the game is. I mean, I don't know if they've commented on what it actually is.
Yeah, they've said it is a first-person shooter. Like, I've heard them say that, where it's like, it's not a rail shooter, it is a first-person shooter, and it has a unique aiming system, whatever the fuck that means.
Sometimes people use the phrase first-person shooter a little too loosely, though. Like, is it though?
It's first person and you're shooting, so it must be a first-person shooter.
That's the thing with the website, is like, you read through what actually is this game, and it's so kind of vague that it's like, do you guys even know, or did you just make a cool thing and was like, oh, we better do something with this?
Here's my thought on this too, because I wanted to get into the Matrix demo. Did you guys play the Unreal Engine 5 Matrix demo?
I saw it. I didn't play it, but I saw it.
So that Matrix demo is incredible, and it's playable. Like, you can download it and you can fuck around in this world built in Unreal Engine 5, and it looks insane. It looks fantastic, and it's clearly like, okay, this is the future of gaming and how good it can look. And this is just a basic demo, but it's set in this massive open world, and you can just kind of do whatever you want in it. And then you get this flood of people who download that engine and start just throwing shit together. Somebody could easily, the developer could have been playing around in Unreal Engine 5, started throwing some assets together, and we're like, ooh, like, this looks pretty cool. This could be really cool for a game. And in his excitement, went and published that shit online. And now it's like, oh, fuck, I have to actually make this thing now.
I have to make this game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
What did I do?
And that's another thing, is like, I'm thinking with, like, you know, they've made the game with these pre-made assets and stuff, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. You're in your title to do that, but like, what about other levels? What about beyond this part that you've shown in the trailer? Like, is there anything else to this game, or is this just like, have you built anything else? It is just so, and obviously it's an early development, what we don't know, but it's like, yeah, guys.
Well, No Man's Sky promised everything, sucked immediately, and then it was awesome. So fuck it. It's going to be a game.
Yeah.
So, unrecord aside, the last thing I want to touch on before moving on is the games like Abandon and The Day Before, which we still don't know what exactly is happening or had happened with those. What is the at all like drive or initiative to falsely make and show off a game? Like, why would you say, here's a game we're making, but they're not actually making a game? Like, I don't understand what the point, and like, how does that help them? How does that do anything for them?
The only thing that I could think of, to just jump in immediately, I just think that it'd be great if they were saying, here's a proof of concept. Like you would do that for a film. You make a short version of what you want to do. Yeah. And you or like a pilot would be like a full thing, but like I mean like a
oh, I thought you're talking about like the vertical slice kind of thing.
Yeah, like you a treatment. You do a treatment for a film. You show a 3-minute, really crappy, no graphics, really low quality video. You give that to a studio, and you go, okay, an hour and a half of that. So that I can see. But again, I get a little weirded out when it becomes a game, because it's like that's something kind of inevitably games are going to disappoint you. The Last of Us 2 or The Last of Us 1, that first gameplay trailer that came out at that E3 or whatever was perfect. And then when you get the actual game, it wasn't a whole lot like that, but it was very close. But it wasn't like that. Like, where these guys were independent, they walked behind, they were yelling at each other, they never came straight at you, which ultimately was the game. You could just wait for all the guys to come down the one hallway running at you with no cover, and it's like, all right, bam, 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 bam. Like, you know, inevitably something is going to happen. But I think it's harder for a game because like with the movie, it can change anywhere. You're getting 2 minutes of it. You're getting a short version of it. And you don't know what the whole degree is going to be. With a game, it's more of a promise. It's more of this is what you're going to get. So when a developer or when a studio or when whatever says this is what we're aiming for, people take that as gospel and this is what it's going to be instead of it's going to change. Who knows? Maybe the reason why we can't have people not running down a hallway is because there's too much of a ragdoll effect. The coding gets all kind of screwy and you shoot one guy in the head and he goes through all of reality and the game dies and your computer explodes. I don't know video games. I just play them. But like, you know, that's my thought. That's my thought.
Well, the one main notion I had was I could see the potential of like many games, successful games have done it where they do like a Kickstarter. And for the Kickstarter, they might do just that. They might do like a vertical slice. They might do like a, you know, this is a proof of concept, what we're going for. This is what we want the game to look like. And it's usually just a simple video that they put together, or they might even just make some sort of animatic or animation. But I'm talking about in the contrast of like Abandon was like, here's this AAA incredible looking game that we're totally making right now. And that's it. It was just, this is coming. And there was no like, we want you to give us support so that we can make this game.
Yeah, and to the point also that they were like kind of hinting that this was a new Silent Hill game, even though they didn't directly say it.
Yeah, they were like piggybacking off of false hype.
But are we still
games like it starts with S and ends with L? Okay.
Are we still not talking about it? Are we still not like talking about the hype that it gets?
We're talking about it.
What's it doing for them?
Because of the disappointment.
What are they getting out of it?
Yeah.
They got advertised. They got free advertisement. They got tons
of
publicity.
But is that making them money?
They hopefully.
No,
I mean,
it made an advertisement of how stupid they were. We all think they're idiots.
Like, are they getting money because people are clicking on their broken website? Are they getting money because we're sitting here talking about the game 2 years after it didn't happen?
Well, you're gonna remember the name.
They are an example of what not to do in this industry.
Because in 2 years, I'm like, what was the name of that game?
That kind of the one I got abandoned. Like, a part of me is kind of wondering. I'm like, did they never intend to make these to begin with? Like, we're only going to make so much to show. Because I'm looking at the day before, the developer, I think Fantastic is what it is, and I looked at some of their games, and there's only like 4 or 5 of them. It's a very like small company. It looks like. I wonder. This was announced in 2021, so that's around a little after Last of Us 2 came out, right? I think that was like 2020. I
think it was around the same time.
Like, I'm wondering if they're riding off that popularity to try and gain an audience and like hook them. So now it's like, now this audience is following this developer. And then I wonder if they're just going to be like, sorry guys, we decided to go a different way. We're going to burn this game, but from its ashes, we're going to make this game that's inspired by the ideas we had in this one. Now they've got their audience. Now, I don't know, then they can build. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
That's what I mean by getting the publicity. It puts them on the map. It gets people to recognize them. Whether it was good or bad, it's still free publicity. And that many people heard about it. Inevitably, a few people are going to be like, well, they didn't do that thing, but they did this thing. And then who knows where it goes. You guys, I think you guys are giving it way too much credit. They're not thinking that far ahead.
I think I'm proving myself right, because here we are, we're Googling all these games that don't exist apparently. And like, if they get canceled, we're like, oh, well, what are they doing now? Oh, they're doing another game.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's not going to work for Blue Box in any shape or form, because if Blue Box comes back and like, so by the way, we're not making Abandoned, but we're making something else, I'm going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah, as if. Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of like Undertale. You know, that guy made a game that he was like, I just want to make people happy. It's yay, cute flowers. And it became this giant phenomena that made him so huge and literally became like a cult leader that he was like, I'm going to abandon my own project. I don't want anyone to ever mention it again. And I'm never going to make another video game in my life. Like, I think that's kind of what happened here. These guys went, oh, look, we made a really cool, sexy looking thing. Let's show the world. And then the world fucking noticed, and now they don't know what to do.
Oh, but the thing is, though, they didn't just say we had a sexy little thing that we made. They said, this is a game we have made, and this is the official gameplay trailer for the game we are working on.
How many people say that? How many people say that? And how many of those games get picked up or noticed or ever anybody has said their name? This one it did. We're talking about 3 of them essentially. It doesn't happen a lot. How many games are made a year? We're talking about 3. These guys, they did their mission. It succeeded. We're still going to talk about them until next year. But whether they do anything or not about it, that kind of sucks because it's a double-edged sword. Yay, everyone knows who you are, bitch. Do something now. Like, oh, wow. Yeah.
Well,
but those 15 minutes are...
I mean, that's the curse of the internet, though. You know,
yes,
it's like you can go viral in a second, and that's just what people are going to do. So, no, I agree with you, Louis. Like, it has been completely blown out proportion, and I'm pretty sure these devs are like, holy shit, we didn't expect this to blow up. Like, now we have to deliver. It's I mean, it is scary, but as
now we have to deliver. Give me the hammer.
Start hammering.
Maintenance.
Everything's on fire.
Mark, what are you doing? Nothing.
Well, after all that salty soup, I think it's time we move on to what it may be our main topic tonight.
That wasn't it?
No.
I gave all my spoon.
We'll circle back to it. Right?
You ruined all your spoon.
I don't remember what I said.
We burnt all of his spoons.
I'm sure I just spoke shit and thankfully.
Still got one.
All I have is sporks.
All right. So we're going to get into talking about why do achievements / trophies matter? Do you guys like getting a trophy and achievement in a video game? I do.
Hell yeah. Anyone else?
Dopamine rush.
Anyone?
I see that little thing go.
I want to do that. Well, do they matter? Do trophies and achievements matter in a video game?
I don't think so. As much as I love getting them, and I actually will probably not play a game as much if it doesn't give me those little dopamine rushes. But I like I don't know. For me, I like getting them because I like knowing that I did that. I like going, hey, you did good, kid. Like I don't know what it is. It just
digital
proves,
nod of like, you did good, kid.
Yeah, like I'm not even joking. It's so sad. I'll sometimes just like go into my trophy room on PlayStation and just look at some of them and just be like, that was earned. Fucking did it, bro. And it's a bronze, and I'm like, yeah, but it's got like 2%. Yeah. That's all it is, man. To me, anyway.
No, like I agree. Like the feeling of like, oh my god, I don't know about like you, Dan, because I know you play a lot of Xbox. Every time like I just hear the sound of the trophy, I'm like, oh, so good. Like that's music to my ears, man.
I will say I prefer the achievement ping over the trophy ping from the PlayStation.
Yes.
Especially when they added that new sound effect for like the rare trophies, and it's like bong.
Yeah. It's like
you get the little shing of the diamond that they added to it.
But I think honestly, I'm not gonna
lie.
I
have no fucking clue what these sound like. You gave me like 10 different sound effects. You know the one that was like a bong, you know?
Don't you know, Louis? You need to play more Xbox.
You know, it's like a kind of thing, man. Yeah, like, okay, fuck.
I think your Xbox is on fire. I don't think it's supposed to make that sound.
Probably.
I think Jake said it best the other day when we were talking about this topic. You called the trophies and achievements the digital certificate of like the certificate of completion. Yeah. And I think that kind of nails home where my brain was when I was thinking about this idea for a discussion, because that's one of the core elements of why I like trophies and achievements. I like having the socially public notification essentially, or notice of like, hey, look, I have completed this game. So somebody can look and see, hey, this guy spent way too much time playing Resident Evil. He spent way too much time playing Bloodborne. Holy fuck, this guy's got that many hours playing Bloodborne. Why? You know?
Yeah,
why?
why?
I got the platinum. Why?
Okay, just for a little sound.
That's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. For a little sound.
I like the sound. That's very interesting to me, because I personally like I don't. I think because it comes from a place of I don't care what you played, that I'm like, I don't care if anyone looks up at the stuff that I do. But to me, like I used to be a trophy hunter. I had so many platinums for a little while. and then I lost my password to my PlayStation, and I lost all my original trophies, all my original platinums. I had like 17. And so now I'm like, I don't think I've gotten one since. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't need them. I don't want them. I just want to get those ones that are like the ones that are kind of hard to get. Because it's just like again, it's a personal thing to me. I made the.
You're like, I'm better.
You up, game. I'm going to get the one thing that's hard in this game. It's going to take me 2 hours, and that's it. Because in my mind, I go, okay, if I can get the ones that are hard, I already got the ones that are easy. I don't need them. I've proven I could beat this game. Yeah, platinum this, bitch. Like, I don't know what it is. It's weird in my head.
Well, I want to go back a little bit too on the opposite side of that. Besides the social element of it, I like having the little like completion notification for myself, or the completion acknowledgement for myself to be like, yes, I have beaten that game. I know this now. Another reason that I think of this and why I made it a topic to discuss is I've been playing a lot of Switch games lately, and I love so many good Switch games. There's so many good Switch games. And like one of the games that made me really think about this is Metroid Dread. One of the best freaking games I've ever played. One of the best games you can play on the Switch. It's so much fun. And the longer I played it, and I'm like, I'm doing a second playthrough. I haven't played the game since it came out, and I'm playing it again. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of wish there was achievements or something. You know, I wish Nintendo had some sort of system like achievements or trophies, because it'd be nice to be able to look at my Nintendo one day and be like, yeah, that's right. I've got the completion trophy for beating that game. It's awesome. You know, I don't know. It's just something.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Louis. I don't care. So it's just a lot of times when I'm playing a game and I'm just like an achievement or something pings up and I'm like, I got an achievement for that.
So I mean, some of them are stupid.
Yeah, but I usually would get the stupid ones because I'm just like, it just goes ping and something comes up. But I don't care. I think the completion one is useful because it's like you can play the game and then go, oh, I've done everything. You know, I didn't miss anything in the game, you know, but I don't know. I don't complete a game enough to get the completion trophy. So I felt just like, yeah, I don't know. They just don't really mean anything to me. I'm just like, don't care.
I kind of wonder like if it might be. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna go. You already had your turn, Louis. That's
why I said no.
I'm holding the spoon.
The spoon.
Lighter.
So I like them honestly because it's like I feel like I get my money's worth out of it. Like if I can like 100% a game, like a lot of the achievements will make you play parts of the games like I otherwise wouldn't. Like I don't think I ever would have touched games like Uncharted 4's multiplayer if it wasn't for the trophy. And I never would have found out, man, like I really actually like the multiplayer in this game. It's actually kind of cool. Same with like other games. Like I know like Bulletstorm has their own like co-op and there's achievements in that. And I was like, I didn't think I would like it. And I was like, dude, this is actually kind of cool. You know, like Dan said earlier, like it's like a certificate of completion. Like it makes me feel good. It's like saying, hey, like I mastered this game. Like I'm awesome at this, you know, hopefully. I mean, but it's cool having that notch under your belt. You know what I mean? Like comparing it to friends like, oh man, you play this game? Well, guess what, man? Like I'm going to flex real quick, 100% of that game. So like my biggest achievement, which it's a pro and con because I also hate it, was Gears of War 3 seriously 3.0. So yeah. I got every single one of those achievements in that game, but the last one took me 6 years to unlock. 6 years of Gears. So I'm not going to go down the entire list, but not only did you have to reach level 100, there were 65 medals in the game itself you had to max out, which are essentially like 65 impossible achievements on top of the ones you're already getting. So you had to beat the campaign. You had to get 6,000 kills with each of the 6 starting weapons. You had to get 6,000 executions, like 12 or 12,000 active reloads, like perfect reloads, kill 3,000 enemies with fire, destroy 1,000 enemy grenades, and play like 3,000 matches of every single game mode. I did that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It basically sounds like they were like, we want to make an impossible achievement that no one will get.
isn't there the Stanley Parable that has a achievement that you have to play the game for 10 years? And then you get the 10-year trophy or something. You have to go back and log in.
It's not 10 years. It's like, I don't know, like 1,000 hours or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
And somebody did that. Like somebody, what they did was they built a computer that it accelerated time, and they I think it took like a week, but they just went like, and then it got to the point there, and it was like, congratulations, you got all the trophies. Now go get a life. It was like, but that's Stanley Parable. I mean,
yeah, Stanley Parable. Yeah,
it's meant to be that way. But that was all that I was going to say was just I wonder if it might also be its own double-edged sword, because for some people that would go back to a game, they go and they look and they went, oh, I already 100% of this, whatever. Or like, there's also like for me, I could not, and I still cannot fucking stand the online ones for games that are not traditionally online, like the Uncharted one.
Hold on, let me jump in real quick. Because I was actually going to
Yeah.
segue into this, the conversation of the problem with achievements and trophies, because you guys are already starting to get there, and like I was going to hit on the online specific server-based trophies or achievements. You know, the ridiculous achievements and trophies, the ones that are fucking meant to be impossible, and the ones that are meant to be just stupid easy, so you pay money to get a trophy, essentially. So go back to Louis, take us away with the online achievements.
There are some games that are impossible, literally at this point, to 100%, because there will be. I even read an article, I think it was on Cracked, where it's like, you know, the 5 games that are impossible to 100%. And one of them, even at the time when it was very popular, was some kind of wrestling game that only 1 or 2 people in the world could actually have a belt that existed in the game. And the only way that you could get that belt is by beating the one person with the belt. And it's like, fuck you. What is this? Like, what are the chances of being in the game that guy is in? And it's like, okay, I'm on the queue. I'm number 4,862. Come on, dude, let's get there.
It doesn't help that those wrestling game servers are trash.
Yeah,
that too.
I don't know if you ever tried playing one. Oh my God, they are terrible. But go ahead.
That's only one kind of thing. I'm just saying that like those were actual turnoffs to me, because that was when I was trophy hunting. And I just didn't. I played the online, but I didn't want to play the online to do that trophy, because it's like, you got to get 16 in a row first places, and I'm like, I got 1 in 4 hours. I'm out. And like, I hate that stuff. It's like the point is, it's supposed to make me feel better, and you're only making me feel.
Yeah, it's supposed to reveal a reward for playing the game, not, you know, forcing you to play a mode that you don't actually want to play to get a trophy. Like, do they actually, I don't know anything about trophies and stuff, but platinum games and stuff, does it give you anything? Like, if you've platinum so many games, do you get something for it, like in the PlayStation world or Xbox?
Isn't it like a Microsoft reward?
Okay, so yeah, I was going to hit on that. So Microsoft back in like 2010 initially had it where they introduced the Microsoft reward system, and the higher tier you were in gamer score, the more of a rebate you got when you made digital purchases. They've since changed that now to where they have just Microsoft rewards, so it's irrelevant what your gamer score was. But at one point in time, the more gamer score you had, the higher tier of a rebate you get when you spent money. So it actually made something. But even now, you have Microsoft rewards where they give you points when you earn achievements. So you get a little kickback, and you can do that. Now, PlayStation only just now in the last few months released the new update for their app that added the PlayStation coins, points, whatever system, where they do the same thing essentially, where when you play games and you earn trophies, you get these little, another digital currency that then can be traded in for real money in some form or fashion. So they're giving you these teeny tiny little kickbacks for saying, like, thanks for spending your time on our platform, essentially.
Okay, so you do get something then. So it's not just a
sort of.
Oh, I got a shiny thing that doesn't exist, but I got it. Yeah.
PlayStation likes to send you emails when you platinum a game, and they're like, "Good job."
Oh,
like, thanks.
Do they really?
So
I'll check my email then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I got a platinum trophy I got an email from Sony when I platinum Bloodborne. They're like, good job. Here's another game you can play.
Good job. That was part of their initiative where they were doing that kudos thing, where they were like, kudos.
Yeah, you know what I'm
You
really
got
mad
no
about?
life.
Because I'm sure that they can make money off of this. We already have pay to play games or pay to win.
Mm.
Why not pay to get an achievement?
Buy a trophy.
Look how many trophies I got, bruh.
But they have those. This is part of what I was saying with the games. The part of the problem of trophies is now you have these pay to platinum games. The PlayStation Store is flooded with these BS like indie games that people make and sell for like $5 or $10 just because you can get the platinum almost instantly by playing the games for like 10 minutes. So people are paying for platinums just as I look how many platinums I have. I know some of you out there that do this. Shame. Like I've had people tell me about that. They're like, "Oh, if you get this game, you get a platinum right away." I'm like, I don't care. I'm not going to spend $10 for a platinum.
Get Maria and I to talk to them. We'll break down their psyche. We'll just be like, really?
Oh yeah, I will go deep in the rabbit hole and I will look at their entire life history, and then I'll just be like,
I won't even have to go that far. I'm just going to ask them a few questions.
Because I'm now thinking of the opposite end of the spectrum of that. Like there's the games with like the impossible trophies, like Gears Seriously 3.0. There's one of the oldest Xbox games that I own that has achievements is the original EDF 2017. That was one of the first games that had achievements. There's only 6. I have 2. And to get the other 4 would take me, I don't even want to know, because there's an achievement for beating the game on every difficulty. There's 70 or 80 levels, and the game gets exponentially harder with each difficulty. To the point where like you'd have to spend hundreds, if not thousands of hours grinding and playing the game. It might take me 20 years, but I'll get there.
You'll do it.
I'll get there. You can do it.
What is the point?
Say I did it
like,
because it's hard.
Put that shit on a resume. Get a job with it. God damn.
If I had that many platinums, I would just be like,
be able to put it on a resume.
What did I do with my life?
You know what?
Right.
Honestly, I'm not even joking. You actually absolutely should. Because it's like, look how committed I am. And if you make my ADHD, stupid neurodivergent ass hyper focus, imagine what I could do for you and your company, asshole. Hire me.
They did that in the workplace. They give you a little ping every time you did something.
Just give me a little digital trophy when I do stuff.
You have no idea how stupid that would actually work. I'd be like,
awesome.
That's all I'm asking for from Nintendo. Steve. Nintendo, give me digital rewards for doing stuff.
They should do that in real life. I'm telling you, it would work. I had an app which was I try to encourage myself to drink like more like water and stuff because I don't.
Oh,
and
so it's water.
Yeah, but it was a little plant that you drunk and then you said how much water you drink, and then if you didn't drink, the plant started dying. And the only reason I drank water is because I didn't want the plants to. so it's like
it Tamagotchi'd you.
Yeah.
So
my app trained me to drink water rather than my body dying of dehydration. The app did it. Yeah.
I am going to manifest this into a reality. I'm gonna become a CEO, and I'm gonna have like a big wall that says all the achievements for the day, and then I'm gonna have the guy that I don't like at the far end of the office. That every time I go, bing, I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Carl. Like just this is going to happen.
It just, I think it appeals to our completionist brains that we're just kind of like, I have to have the 100% of everything. And I think that's the reason why I don't chase them as well, because I get kind of obsessed with getting all the little pings. And I'm like, it's a dangerous road.
Hey, 100% on that one. Platinum trophy there. I agree.
It's definitely the dopamine rush mixed with OCD, mixed with the compulsion. Because like, you absolutely get the little dopamine rush when you get the achievement. You're like, ooh, and then that causes addiction, and then that causes, that's all the science side of that, and like why it's a thing, why it's in it. It makes you want to keep getting it for those little dopamine rushes that you get. But I tell you right now, like games with the achievements, they make me play the games more than I probably would have otherwise, or they'll make me play parts of the game that I wouldn't have originally as well. Like Jake had hit on that earlier too.
But one of my friends, I think, had the best word for them when they first came out on Xbox. He goes, dude, they're just bragging rights coupons, bro. Like, that's it. There's tokens for bragging rights. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? Like, ever since I was a kid, but like when they first came out, this was like the month they were announced. I'm like, I'm 38 today. And I'm like, that is fucking perfect. That is perfect.
I mean, I used to like
I
every
just hate
Halo
those
game
unrealistically real ones.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Jake.
I just hate those achievements like they're like impossibly hard to get. Like what is it? Two of them come to mind. There's the Dead Space 2. Was it? I don't know if Dan, you know what I'm talking about. It's like you had to beat the game on the hardest mode.
It's the only achievement I don't have in Dead Space 2.
So you have to beat the game on the hardest mode. You can't restart, otherwise it's back to the start of the game, I think. Like if you die, you start the entire game over, but you can only save, I think,
twice. And it's it was the stupid hard mode. You can only save twice. I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's like how are you gonna get
then right? And then there was another one. I think it was not Dead Island. What's the other one? Dead Rising. Is that the one where you're like in the mall or with the little girl in the second one?
Dead Rising. Yeah.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising 2.
Sure.
I think there was an achievement to where you had to play for like a week straight, like in real time, and keep your character alive. How? Like
someone's done it.
Somebody has done it.
But why?
I mean, if I committed 6 years to one achievement, I'm sure somebody did that. I mean,
I love getting a game day one, midnight opening or whatever, going home, immediately downloading it, getting on and saying, and I know it's the devs, shut up, I know, but you have like 1.2% platinum. And I'm like, give us that one. Give us that much. Take it off I don't know how you're supposed to, but fuck you.
Well, there's also the people who play in the game pre-released for reviews and stuff, that kind of thing.
No, but day one for a 50-hour game? How? Why?
It depends.
Screw you. I hate you.
It depends.
This is why I don't chase them.
So when Spider-Man PS4 came out, within that weekend of getting it, when it came out, I already 100%ed it. And that's
you would.
Well, no, I mean literally within 24 hours of the game coming out. I'm like literally like I am waiting. It's coming on the buying on the computer.
As it goes live.
Like it goes live. I'm already downloading it, and it's like, there's like dead people already beat it.
Does it bother you though that much?
It would. Okay, this is why I don't do it anymore, because it did. I used to honestly really like feel accomplished, and then now it's just kind of like, God damn it. And it's kind of like what Maria was saying. I get so like fixated onto it that if I don't do it, I get disappointed in myself. And my backlog is like 10 miles long, and it's like I'm never gonna do half of these games. And if I do all of these games and I do play them, and I have to get all of the platinums for all of them, and blah blah blahs and hand in hand, and here's what 2.2% of the population make. No, I'm not. No. You broke my ADHD. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
We're adults with mental problems. Don't give us more problems.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Louis?
Somebody hold me.
Oh, you know what used to drive me crazy too is with achievements when they had like the odd numbered scored achievement points.
Oh, yes.
Those
like a 3 or something?
Yeah, it'd be like a fucking 3, and it's like, go suck a dick. Get the fuck out of here.
Where am I going to find another?
The worst thing too is like
another odd number.
The contrary to that would be like a 2-point achievement or a 7-point achievement to balance it out. But those achievements were always stupid fucking hard to get, and it's like, God damn it, I'm going to have an odd number gamer score forever now.
My God, you guys really do need to.
Sorry, Maria.
It's got to be even. It's got to be even. Like that's just the law. Like it has to.
But
I also did
this
like
is what
that.
OCD looks like.
I know. That's why I stayed well.
It's like I know if you look on Xbox, it always like like this person's like 300 gamer score behind you, or you're in the lead at first place or third place or whatever. Like I always like doing that even before they had that. Like looking at my friends list. I used to have a rule. I think Dan is the exception to the rule. Anybody on my friends list could not have a higher gamer score than me. Otherwise, I got deleted.
Wow.
So I'm the exception.
True story.
Because
I think you're the exception because I think you're almost at like 200,000.
I'm just shy of 200,000.
Wait. So Dan,
I'm a little over. I think I'm like 115.
Are you also the guy that has to have the volume set at like an even number as well? It's either even numbers
100%.
or it's or hold on. Yes. It's either even numbers or multiplication of 5.
It's
even numbers, or for some weird reason 7.
What? No.
I know people like that. No. I actually, no, I know people like that too. Yeah, well, he's right there.
It's so weird. It's like that sweet spot.
Out.
I don't know. Don't hate me.
No, absolutely. I'm that weirdo that if I turn up the radio in the car, it has to be an even number, no matter what. Even if it's too low
safe dial.
or too high, it has to be even.
It has to be. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I used to be that way,
sense.
And but I know you. Honestly, you do have OCD, so I'm just kind of like, you're that guy, aren't you? Yeah, I know which kind of guy you are. You're cool. Don't worry about
There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm going to put you in the backseat and put it at 19.
I mean, as long as I don't
know, it won't matter. If I can't see the volume, I don't care.
Oh, it tells you constantly. It's there.
It sounds like a 23, Louis. You need to turn it up.
No. I totally get that.
It's either silence, okay, or definitely loud.
like I had to get over that because I was too busy concentrating on the dial. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to feel what's right now. I don't care anymore.
Massive tangent aside, I think we can all agree that achievements are amazing or worthless, depending on your perspective.
Depending if you have
as
OCD.
Most opinions go.
All I know is I enjoy them. And I would like Nintendo to incorporate something like maybe a star system or coins, like Mario themed, like here's your coin or here's your star for doing that little thing. And I like that there's some Nintendo
like the blue
games.
stars of platinum.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet.
Dude, if like the point system would actually work in your favor too, that the more whatevers you get 100% like give you little discounts here and there, 10%.
I mean, they already got like a coin system on the store. When you buy stuff, you earn coins, and then the coins are used for discounts.
Well, I mean all of them, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, all of them. If all of them had like those point systems did something, oh my god, do you have any idea how much money you would get? Any idea?
But wrapping us up again, I was going to say yes, I would like more of that. But as long as they're not stupid, because sometimes they're stupid. There can be pretty, especially those like you press A, achievement for playing the game. Sweet. Thanks.
What was that game? What was that game?
Turn Up.
What was that game we just played? The Turn Up.
Yeah.
Oh,
But on that massive OCD, fault-filled, rageful discussion tangent, we got to wrap up for this episode. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch you all on Screen Smash next week. Bye. Trophy spoon.
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 Spoon.